Kia ora, lovely, kia ora. Kia ora, lovely Capricorns out there. This is your new moon reading. New moon in Leo, in between 2 full moons in Aquarius in 1 month, which is kind of unusual. So we're just going to get overarching energies for you, your choices at this time and moving forward, and then we'll go through and clarify. So let's get some cards to jump for Capricorn. Get a choice card. It's looking pretty good. Choice card. And moving moving forward, please, for Capricorn. It's a bit cloudy out there now. All right, so overarching energies today. We have the Queen of Wands, a very ego-driven woman, or man, let's just leave the gender out, I guess. This fiery queen, and it is a fiery queen. There's a impulsivity about this queen, but there's a really acute, effective ability to, for want of a better term, I don't want to use the word manifest, but like directed will, really. So this could be someone in your life at the moment. It could be someone in your life. It could be aspects of yourself, Capricorn, but we'll just keep going here. Your choices at this time, and I guess you say, well, choices, issues, because issues, there's always choice involved in that, isn't there? We have the Six of Wands, another wand. The Six of Wands, beautiful card here in the Thoth deck. It is about victory. It is a winning card. You can't really say that it's not. It's all about winning. Large levels or aspect of this card is winning due to being of great service in whatever way that plays out in your life, and that people see that. Other people see it, but it's quite a humble realization, if you know what I mean. And then, but of course, we'll go through and clarify. It's sort of, and then we have, look, the great card of independence. Sorry about the light, it's sort of on and off here. Great card, self-made, 9 of discs. Look, we've got everything around us. We've kind of worked towards stuff. We are quite independent here, and we're happy with that. I mean, we enjoy it. We can see our value. We can see our value. I think in this, just even these 3 cards, it's sort of about recognizing that, actually, I think. Anyway, let's just see. We've got some different cards that we're going to pull at the end too today, just for a change. They're kind of love cards because, you know, it's Leo season, and the euphoria, the sunny nature of Leo, the expressive nature. So we've got some little heart cards at the end. But let's see, this queen. This queen. Who is this queen for Capricorn? Is it Capricorn or is it someone in their lives? Let's just see this fiery queen. Wow, there's a level of, I was just thinking before that card jumped out, there's a level of sort of juicing the pineal gland in the Queen of Wands. There's an ability in it, what I just get from that, to see quite a few different perspectives. Here. Anyway, we get the card of the Tower, which is sort of, I love the Tower. It's great infusion of new energy. Maybe if this is aspects of yourself, you're kind of doing things that are shaking your world up a little bit. Maybe, pushing some boundaries, taking some risks, throwing a little caution to the winds is not a bad thing sometimes. And maybe it's kind of shaking things up in your world. But to me, the Tower is often new insights, new information coming through. And if we think of this as sort of energies around you, there could be a lot of shaking, a lot of movement around you at the moment. But let's just have a look at the victory, the winning card here. The Six of Wands in the position of choice. We get the High Priestess. Yeah, look, maybe there's certain circumstances, whatever goes on and whatever happened or is happening in your life, we must remember these readings are incredibly, incredibly general, so they're not always going to resonate. But when we're looking at the Six of Wands here, to clarify, we get the High Priestess, which would indicate, yes, you have got new information coming through. And possibly, this is sort of quite mind-blowing. We get invited behind the veil of the High Priestess. It does not just happen. I mean, I think like with everything, there are challenges prior to this sort of entering these spaces, rooms, doorways, in this vast mansion of the High Priestess. And this is sort of spiritual information. It's information about, your genetic memory. This seems to be coming, or your biological memory. This seems to be coming up a lot this week, actually, with these readings. So, event, circumstance have been around you that have allowed, I would say, some quite great personal insight, Capricorn, here. Let's just see the 9, please. The 9 of Discs. You're seeing your value. You're seeing it beyond the physical, though. You're seeing it beyond what materially is around you. And you're seeing it. You're seeing it in the people that are around you at this time. We have 2 cards come out here. We have the 3 of Cups, a card of celebration. It is a card of celebration, of having friends, comrades around, and just generally having a really good time. I mean, it's good for the soul, With that, though, we have the Chariot. The Chariot rises from the seas of Binah, from the great seas where the Empress is, and the High Priestess in some ways too. The Chariot rises from the waters. There's speed, there's movement here. There's an ability to, to me, the Chariot often represents a card of flow, and that there's no, it's not like it's not like you're overly controlling anything here. It is just there's a balance happening, and because of that, there's a flow happening. It could be time, there may be a few celebrations going on, a lot of activity going on, but at the same time, within that, it's like a film over a film. It's like something that's transposed, is what I get. That in your material world, it's kind of like you're living in two different worlds at once, Capricorn. That's what I see. Or, yeah, it's kind of strange. That's just what I get. But, anywho, let's get a Brian Froud Pixie and Fairy card. I might get one for each placement here, actually. And then we'll get a journey map, and then we'll get a couple of love cards. Because love comes in many forms, of course, and as I say, of course, we all know this. It does come from the heart and is expressed in many different ways, of course. So let's have a look at the Tower. Brian Froud, Pixie and Fairies. What can you tell us, Pixie and Fairies, about this Tower? Yes, something's happened. Something has happened. We get the Ra card, which is an explosion. It's a force of nature. It is, it's like an atom. Its sole purpose is to just, to be this sort of fast-moving, really super fast-moving thing that seems to jizz everything up, So we get the Ra. So something definitely, what was the other? No, we didn't have another one. So there is something about that. Look, I think you have had quite a big, I think it's probably time to just rest and relax for a little bit. I think you've had this thing of two different realities sort of transposed onto each other is just what I get here. And it's like it's given you, with this High Priestess, it's given you the ability to almost see in 360 degrees, almost. Something like that. Anyway, let's have a look at the High Priestess, please. But, oh, wow. Sorry, Capricorn, that's just totally flew out. Look, yeah, I think it is time for some contemplation and a rest. We get the Lamb card. Now, it's such a lovely, but, it's a lovely resting place. There's a resting, I think you found some peace somewhere within yourself. Whatever's going on, Capricorn, this is a beautiful resting place. She sits on a bedrock. But you can see with this card, foundation here, but you see the battered wings, it's kind of just time for a bit of a rest. And I think you've found some peace within what has been quite a difficult, explosive time. Sorry, I got a really itchy nose. Can we look at the, and you're sharing, you're sharing? What am I talking about? With the 9 of discs at the end, the 3 of cups, the Chariot, I do feel like you're sharing. You're not just sharing the wealth that you have around you. That could be something within yourself anyway, not just material. But you're not only doing that. what am I saying? I'll just get a card for that. There's something about other people. There's quite a few other people in here. Yes, whatever's gone on, Capricorn, lovely Capricorn. We get that old gnome, who is in fact in this deck. He is really the magician. Somehow here, there's a perseverance. There's a real stability. There's perseverance, stability, and a kind of explosive time that has been or whatever. But that it's allowed you to really bring some things into practice if you haven't before, that really offer you a level of peace. And it's something that you're doing for yourself, but there are other people involved here. There always are, man. Let's just get a journey map to... yeah, we get the timeline magician. This is a card of very blurry, this transposition or transposing of images. This is very much a card of that, or of being able to do that at will, of having like quite a few narratives. It's like having, if you think about it in a sort of like in an abstract sense, you've got like several different narratives happening all at once, and you're viewing them like through a ginormous light box or something, or the reels of film that are played like behind each other, but you can see the whole thing, if that makes sense. But the timeline magician is a master at altering the speed of how we perceive time, of shifting things around, of mixing it up, in order to achieve a result that is required. It's sort of like a cosmic multitasker. But with that, we also have the central intelligence agency coming out, the heart. So we know that everything, when everything breaks down, or doesn't have to break down, but when we sit and center ourselves, and we understand that everything really comes from the heart and leads back to the heart in the end. And of course that starts with number one. That starts with ourselves. Practice, what do they call it? Loving compassion. It starts with ourselves. Beautiful Capricorn. So, let's just get these, so, these readings, we get in on any given day, whatever we get. So, do check out, if you know your ascendant moon, Venus, Jupiter, for a sort of wider overview. I'm not going to pull a card. We're just going to look at the bottom and take one from the top. Okay. So, what do we got? Wow. So we've got, look, these, take it with a pinch of salt. We get, first up, we get fate. The sisters create, spin, weave, and cut. Referring to the three fates, of course. And we also get codependency. Not all exchange is equal. But But one thing that, and there's also underneath that loyalty, which is and should be highly valued. It's just what I get. I was going to say something then, but I can't remember now. It's gone. So hopefully, Capricorn, this finds you well. Do take care, take good care, and have a wonderful week. We'll see you next time. Okay. Ka kite, bye.